And I'm so excited because we have another special edition of the latest news to keep you in the groove with Maya. And of course, this one is extra special because we have a very cool guest on the phone. Yeah. You guys know her from Pitch Perfect. You know her from Perfect Harmony. Maya, who's on the phone with us?
Anna Camp.
Oh my gosh, Anna Camp! Wow! How are you?
Hi guys. I'm so good. I'm so happy to talk with everybody. How are y'all?
Doing great.
We are so good.
Yeah.
Good.
Take it away, Maya.
Okay, so who or what inspired you to start acting?
That is a great question. I have been acting since I was in second grade. I knew that's what I wanted to do. I grew up in South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, and my older sister, she's 7 years older than I am, she started taking acting classes, and I got really jealous and wanted to do the same thing, so I begged my parents, and they let me go take acting classes. And my sister is my main inspiration, to be honest, because we used to sit around and watch really old movies together starring like Vivian Leigh, Laurence Olivier. I was a big like Gone with the Wind fan and a Streetcar Named Desire fan, and I've seen almost every Vivian Leigh movie. So I think it was my sister's taste in old movies and something that we could bond over that really got me into acting. So I mean I've been doing it for so long that hopefully I think it's working out. I think it's working out okay.
Yeah, so what is your favorite thing about acting?
My favorite thing? Oh my gosh, there's so many. My favorite thing is getting to tell a story or to make someone laugh or make someone cry and have someone feel something from something that I did. Just to connect with the audience and have them feel, in a way, less alone. I think that's why I'm an actor and why I'm a storyteller. To just sort of to connect with people is the main thing of why I wanted to and want to be an actor.
Cool. Yeah, so I love Perfect Harmony.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you like it.
It's so funny. Do you ever have to do multiple takes of scenes because it's so hard not to crack up?
Absolutely. I think multiple is putting it on the low end of the spectrum. We laugh and crack up. I mean, Bradley Whitford is so good, who plays Arthur. I mean, the whole cast is really funny, to be honest. We're always improvising, saying funny things, and I kind of think that we're out to make each other laugh, to be honest. Like, I kind of think people go in and they're like, let me see who's going to make Anna crack today. And I'm easily cracked, especially on that show, because everyone is so funny. So sometimes the days can be kind of long because we're laughing so much, but I don't mind because it doesn't feel like work at all.
Cool. So what has been your favorite song that you've performed on the show so far?
My favorite song would definitely be from the third episode where I got to sing 9 to 5, the Dolly Parton song. That was my favorite because I loved the choreography and the dancing up and down, like in the diner and like jumping up on the counter. And we did a lot of takes of that, which is so crazy because when you see it, it's like so quick. It's like the shortest thing ever. But we were there all day filming it from all different angles and all of this stuff. But I just love that song, and I've always loved that song, and I love Dolly Parton. So that was my favorite.
Oh, yeah, I love that one. So.
Yeah, that was a good one, right? Like, I want to sing more songs like that. I keep telling them. I'm like, let me sing more.
So, can you relate to your character, Ginny, in any way? Jenny, I mean.
Yeah.
Sorry, the spelling always, like, throws me off.
It's weird, right? Because it's like Ginny. It's like very weird. I think her full name must be like Virginia or something like that, and she goes by Ginny. I definitely can relate to her because I'm from the South. And being a woman growing up in the South, you're kind of taught to not rock the boat, so to speak, and just sort of go with the flow and be a people pleaser. And I grew up in that world where I wanted to please people all the time and not really show people my gutsy, fiery, dirtier side of myself. And I think that that's a struggle that Ginny has as well, is she wants to be this really good church-going, good girl, but there's a lot of fire in her that she is afraid to let out. And I feel like that's definitely something that I still struggle with today. Even being like a 37-year-old woman, you don't want to always offend people. You know what I mean? And you start to compromise who you are in some ways, and that's something that I've vowed to not do anymore, is to really speak my mind and not worry so much about not being perfect all the time.
Yeah, cool. So you have a new movie coming out called Here a While. What drew you to that project?
It's a character who, it's something different than I've played before. She's going through a very intense time in her life. I play a lesbian. I have a girlfriend in the movie, which is something that I haven't done before. It's a really raw, gritty, not a comedy. I mean, there's humor in it, but I usually play comedies like in Pitch Perfect, and I'm always this kind of perfect girl. And the character in Here a While is not that at all. And the scenes were really hard to do, and they were a struggle, a lot of it, and that's something that I'm always looking for, because I look for challenges as an actor, and I thought I was scared about the role. And when something scares me, it just means that I have to do it to see that if I can or not.
So have you had a favorite character that you've played, or a favorite project?
A favorite? There's so many. My gosh, I've been really lucky to love every character that I've gotten to play, but there's something really fun about Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Do you know that show?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really great, fun, wild, crazy show, and I got to play this really crazy Upper East Side mom named Deirdre Robespierre, who was nuts, really out there. And I got to really go crazy and go really, really far. And Tina Fey, who helped create the show, was directing one of the episodes. And she just told me to go crazier. And I was like, really? I don't think I can get any more crazy. And she was like, you can, Anna. We'll pull you back if we need to, but let it all out. So I did. I got to let it all out. And Jane Krakowski, who is my scene partner, was just the most fun to work with. And we cracked each other up the whole time on set, which was really, really great. So I think that she might be one of my favorite characters that I've ever gotten to play, because it was so wild. And I could do nothing wrong. So that was fun.
Cool. So do you have any upcoming projects that you can share with us?
I do. There's a movie called The Lovebirds coming out. And Kumail Nanjiani and Issa Rae, they play a couple who have this crazy, wild night happen to them in New Orleans, of all places. And I play kind of hush-hush. I can't say too much about it, but I play a villain, one of the villains in the movie, which is really, really, really fun. So I can't wait for you to see it. It comes out in April, and it should be really crazy and fun.
Cool. Okay, I'm excited to see it.
Oh, good. Thank you.
So you've done movies, television series, and theater. You've been on Broadway, which, when I read that, I was like, what? That's so cool.
Awesome.
So, I mean, everything you've done is super cool. Do you prefer one over the other, or do you like them all equally?
That is a really great question. They're so different, I mean, you can have like the thought. You can have a very small thought and be on camera, and just with the blink of an eye, you can let the audience know what you're thinking, and that's so different from being on stage. You have like thousands of people. Like I was doing a play for thousands of people, 8 shows a week, and you have to use your whole body, and it's such hard work, but it's so rewarding. So I don't know if I have a favorite. I like them all. I think it just depends on the role that I get to play. I think that's where it has to be a challenging role. But I love theater and film and TV, all of it, all of the above. If I wasn't acting, I don't know what I'd be doing. I probably would be puppy sitting. That's what I'd be doing.
You were in the show True Blood. What was it like working on a horror fantasy vampire show?
Oh my gosh, exhausting. Because a lot of the time we would shoot night shoots because the vampires, they would have to be, obviously shooting at night when we were outside. So a lot of the final 2 seasons, season 6 and 7, I shot night shoots. So you would go to bed, you actually started to feel like a vampire. You would go to work at like 6 o'clock at night, get all hair and makeup done, then you would shoot all night long, and then you would go to bed as the sun was coming up. And we were doing that for, 2 months in a row, and that's just me. I mean, all of the people that played vampires, and obviously Anna Paquin, who played Sookie, they were living during the nighttime and sleeping during the day, and it can kind of make you feel crazy, and you're like, what's going on? I should be asleep right now. This is so weird. So that was, one of the harder parts of that job, but I loved that job. It was so much fun. Sarah Newland is one of my favorite characters that I've ever gotten to play also.
Oh, cool. Was it ever like creepy to kind of be on that?
Yeah, it definitely was, especially in the last season when I'm like chained up in a basement. That was kind of terrifying, And here's a funny story. So I had to have my hands like chained above my head for like one of the longest scenes that I ever had to shoot on that show, and it was actually I had the last spoken line of the entire series in that show, and that's the scene where my hands are tied up. And my arms went numb. My arms literally went numb, and they had to call someone to come and like get the rope and cut them, and I couldn't do it for a while because it was like dangerous for me to have my hands like that. But it was a really odd feeling to be like, oh God, why am I locked in this basement? And like now my actual hands are going numb while I'm shooting a scene. Like, this is not right. We have to like, is there a stand-in? Can I get a stand-in around? No. It was really, it definitely got a little creepy that night. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that would be creepy.
Yeah, definitely. And also when there's people walking around like with fangs in their mouth.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. Like Alexander Skarsgård and, everybody and Bill, they all had their fangs. And it's weird, you know what I mean? When you're like at night and you're shooting and you see like your friends and they're smiling, but that they have like fangs. Like, it's a little weird.
Did you get to keep the fangs?
I never had any because I wasn't a vampire, but
what about
I
them?
think that everybody got to keep their fangs because they were made especially for them.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've guest starred in both How I Met Your Mother and The Mindy Project. Do you have any fun stories or memories from either of the sets?
I do. I had the best time on both of those shows, but a really funny story. I don't know if you remember my character on How I Met Your Mother. I was Cassie and I cried all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was like really crying like crazy in one of the scenes with Josh Radner. And they're like, more, Anna, more. I feel like people are always trying to make me do like the craziest things and I just do it. I go for it. So the director's like, go more. We need more tears, more snot. And I'm like, more snot? I don't have any snot. This is fake. And they kept making it. And then I actually had a huge some snot flew out of my nose and like almost hit Josh Radner like in the face. It was awful. I was really embarrassed because I didn't know him that well at the time. Now we're like, I know him better. But at the time I was really like grossed out. I was scared that I had grossed him out. But it was funny. So that was probably like the funniest thing that's ever happened because that's a live show. So we were like taping that. It was crazy.
Yeah, so, is there a show that you're currently binge watching?
There is. I am currently binge watching the second season of the show You.
That's
You know
really
that
good.
show?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm like on episode 5. So don't tell me anything. I'm not done with it yet, but it's a really like addictive show. And I think that the guy playing the lead, Penn Badgley, I think he's so good.
Yeah.
I love a good like thriller, like mystery show. Those are some of my favorite things.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just announced, I think, yesterday that it was renewed for a 3rd season.
Ooh, yay!
But I actually got really confused by that because I had read something a couple days like before or like a week before that Penn Badgley actually in an interview he accidentally let it slip that there was gonna be a 3rd season. So when it was announced I was like, but we already know this. So
He already let everybody know. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'm so happy there's going to be a 3rd season. Did you watch the whole 2nd season?
Yeah.
Don't tell me anything, but did you like the way it ended?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the way it ended was so like the 2nd season is kind
Be
of
careful.
like
Be careful.
no, it's like
Be careful.
like there are some moments that it's like dark humor, but so it's funny. So like one of the last scenes is really funny. So
Okay. I like it when it gets a little funny. That makes me happy.
yeah.
Okay. I'm really excited to see how it ends. I think I might binge watch the rest of it tonight.
Yeah.
Because I need to know. I need to know what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, so what is your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve. Well, I try not to sweat the small stuff. I really do. I try to not get mad about things, but if I had to have a pet peeve, you know how if you're like living with somebody, say like a roommate or like, I don't know, your sister, your brother, whoever, and they like put back into the cabinet an empty thing of like cookies or crackers or something. I'm like, why you gotta do that? Just throw it away. Or there's like a crumb, or there's like half a cookie,
That's a
and
good
you're
one.
like coming home from work, and you're just like, oh, I can't wait to get that entire chocolate chip cookie, and it's crumbs. Don't do that. That's definitely a pet peeve of mine.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what personality trait has gotten you in the most trouble?
Okay. I think actually what I was kind of talking about before, as it was relating to Ginny, I think that growing up, I said yes a lot, and I would be like really nice, and people would be like, do you want to go out, or could you do me this favor? Could you do me that favor? And I started just saying yes to everything, even though sometimes like something would make me like uncomfortable or I kind of knew I didn't want to do that. You know what I mean? I would just say yes because I didn't want to offend the person and I wanted to make the other person happy. So I think that that's kind of something that's gotten me into trouble that I'm trying to not do anymore. I'm trying to stand up and speak my own mind and not worry so much about what people think. I think that's the main thing is worrying people are going to be mad at me for just not wanting to do what they want to do. if that makes sense. I think that answers your question.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you could marry a fictional character, who would it be and why?
Oh my gosh, if I could marry a fictional character. Oh goodness. Oh my gosh, I might need some help with this. I would definitely not marry Penn Badgley's character in You.
Yeah.
Good choice. Good choice.
Yeah. No, thank you.
We'll pass on. I know who I would not want to marry. Yeah, a bunch of those guys. None of the vampires on True Blood. I would not want to marry them. Who is like a really nice guy? I would marry? Oh, this is a really random thing, but do you know the movie I Love You, Man?
Yeah.
Okay, so growing up, like watching that movie, I've seen that movie like 20 times. I love that movie. And I'm the biggest Paul Rudd fan. So I think that if I could marry anyone, I would marry Paul Rudd's character in I Love You, Man. Because I feel like he would make me laugh all the time. And we would just like go to concerts and like, I don't know. I kind of wish I was Rashida Jones's character in that movie because I love Paul Rudd so much. And now I'm blushing. Oh no, and the whole world will know.
When he calls into Maya's show, we'll tell him for you.
Tell him.
Yeah. So, who would play you in a movie of your life?
If I could have anyone play me, I mean, I wouldn't do it. I feel like I would want to watch somebody do it. I'm a really big Kristen Bell fan. I feel like Kristen Bell could do a really great job of playing me. I feel like we're kind of similar types, which would be good. And she's like super funny. But I also think that she, has really good depth and range as an actress. So I would cast Kristen Bell to play me.
Oh, cool. So if you could have any song playing to announce your entrance into a room, what song would it be?
If I could play any song to announce my entrance, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, she's coming, I'm coming out. I'm coming.
That's a good one.
Something like that. Like a big fun like dance number. I definitely love to dance, so I would want a lot of backup dancers and singers, and I wouldn't be like right down the middle, but like everybody like grooving and having a good time, and I want lots of wind machines. I want a good like Beyonce moment, but like maybe to that song.
Yeah, I feel like the backup dancers and singers, they should just appear whenever you like enter a room.
I would love that. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
That'd be great if you're like feeling kind of blue and you're like, oh gosh, I have to like go to this meeting or I have to go do this thing, and then all of a sudden you're like, you know what? Where are my girls? Where are my guys at? And everybody just came in and like gave me this like amazing support to like walk me into every room. That would be incredible. Yeah. I'm just gonna pretend that from now on, to be honest. I'm just gonna pretend that I have that. I feel like that would be so good. It's so fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, did I already?
Yeah, you did that one.
Okay. Thank you. So what terrible movie do you secretly love?
Terrible movie that I secretly love. I don't know if this is a terrible movie, but it's definitely a movie that's kind of like a cheesy movie. But whenever it comes on TV, I can't not watch it. I am obsessed with She's All That.
That's a good one. Yeah,
It's
a terrible
great
movie,
one, right?
and yet a good one.
Rachel Lee Cook, Freddie Prinze Jr., Anna Paquin is in that. It's just such a good teen high school movie. I love it so much.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. So when you're having a bad day, what do you do to make yourself feel better?
When I'm having a bad day, I usually take my dog Rocky and I snuggle with him and I tell him I love him more than anything in the whole world. And I also go out and try to go for a walk or a hike and like be in the sun. And I also try to like not check my phone. I try to like put down like my social media and Instagram and Twitter and all that and just pick up like a good book of poetry and kind of touch base with myself and think about the world and how there's so many problems and so many things going on that I'm just really lucky to be doing what I love to do and know that like there are good days in life and they're bad and it always shifts and changes and that it's never going to stay like the exact same. Like the way I feel now can be changed and be totally different tomorrow.
It's a good way to look at things.
Yeah, that's how I try. I try, definitely. My mom and dad taught me that, so.
And don't forget your backup dancers from now on, too.
And my backup dancers. They can come out when I'm having a bad day now, for sure.
Yeah. So do you have a motto or quotation that you live by?
Yeah, actually. I went to acting school for college and high school. And we were kind of taught to center ourselves, especially before you go on to an audition or before you go to a big meeting or something that's like giving you stress. And you just kind of close your eyes and you sit there and you say, I am me and I am here. I am me and I am here. And you're not going to be anything more than that. And you're not going to be anything less. And you're just going to stay super grounded in the moment and be proud and happy to have to offer what you have to offer. So that's something that has stuck with me, I think, for years and years and years. Whenever I get stressed, I just say, I am me and I am here. And it helps me be really calm. So that's good.
That's really good.
Cool. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for calling in. I had so much fun talking to you.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I want you to know that I just I'm thinking about you and I'm sending you every ounce of all my good vibes and good energy, and all my backup dancers. We're singing for you and everybody and all the kids that you are at the hospital with. So I'm so happy I got to meet you today. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank
Anna.
you.
Thanks, Anna. You have a good day.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, Maya.
Bye.